Hello, it's me, your trusted tarot reader. In today's reading, we're going to be getting into what's coming next for you. Now, this is going to be a specific reading, so we're going to get out my astrology dice and we're going to grab some possible initials for you to help confirm if this reading is meant for you or not. So, let's get into it. We have Taurus. Taurus again. Come on. Cancer. Cancer again. Okay, give me something different. Capricorn and one more. And Aquarius. So Taurus, Capricorn, Cancer, and Aquarius. Let's grab some initials. So this could be your first name, your last name. It could be just your full-on initials, your middle name. Something of significance could pop up. So keep that in mind. Okay, while I'm flipping these, I thought I saw Gone and it made me think of Gone Girl. Is that a show? I think that's a show. I'm not quite sure. If it is, I haven't seen it. What's the fake teeth? Veneers? Why is veneers coming through? Venice, a vet, or either like a vet like a military vet or like a animal vet. Yeah, like veterinarian. Ego, Aries. Something about a university. Toy Story? Jay, Jordan, Tammy, Floyd, Troy, something could be significant about Greek mythology. So I'm going to give you a second look at these. Your first name, last name, middle name, initials could come through, or like I said, something significant. If you find something that resonated with you, let's move on to the reading. Please. There, A and C was hiding where I couldn't see it, so there's that, if that could be significant. All right, so let's get into your reading. What is coming for this group, for this collective? What is coming for them? Okay, we have one. Four of birds, Four of swords. I said birds, you're probably like really confused. It changes, so from my perspective, it says birds. But for you, it's swords. Let me shuffle a little bit more. Come on, get me one more. That is okay. The moon. Okay, so based off of, I'm gonna grab some oracle, but based off of the cards we have already, this is really pointing towards a rest period in your life. I think you have gone through, I don't know if it's some sort of change or an adjustment, but there is something that is requiring rest for clarity. You need rest, to recoup, because this is, yeah, okay, Quill, get back to the basics. Yeah, you need to kind of restart because you've been put in a very awkward situation where you're like, man, I don't even know what to do now. I'm getting a very specific scenario, and I'm trying to really tap into what it is. I don't know what it is this reading is reminding me of. It's just there's something about being taken aback. You're taken aback. You're surprised. It's just oh. I don't know if this is because of the outcome of someone else. It kind of feels like when Like when when someone would say something that like you didn't expect, like maybe they're expressing their opinion and you didn't expect that opinion. So you're like, oh, it's all 222 on the camera. So there's just this sense of surprise, this sense of just like, okay, then I guess we're going back to the basics. You're just shocked. You're kind of put in this weird shell shock. And it's not that, like, I'm not getting that the situation is traumatic or, really harmful, but it's just shocking to you. It's shocking. It's thrown you off balance. You're not sure what to do, where to go. So I think really your next step and the next thing that's coming for you is just this period of rest and kind of just like figuring out what happened. What went wrong? This is so very interesting and specific. Excuse me? Marriage? What is that doing here? Okay. Why is marriage here? Why did marriage pop up? Please. Why is marriage here? It's so weird. Why is marriage here? Why is marriage here? I just saw a card that was flipped the wrong way. Please, can you tell me why marriage is here? Marriage could just be a commitment. It doesn't have to actually be like a literal marriage. Man, these cards are heavy. They have like weight to them. So Page of Wands and the Hierophant. That doesn't really answer my question though. The card that was flipped was a 10 of Cups, 10 of Lotus. It's very beautiful. Man, what is marriage doing here? Can you tell me what marriage is doing here? Thank you. Marriage and Spirit Plane, aka the Chariot. Yeah, I don't think marriage is in the sense of like literal marriage where you are like legally getting married to someone. I mean, maybe for some people it is, but with the energy of this reading, no. This is more just like excuse me, my nose was so freaking like full for a second. Not that you wanted to know that, but it was. It's marriage is like in a commitment, and with the Chariot, that's movement. Commitment is also an expectation. And you're probably like, girl, like, what are you talking about? Like, what do you mean marriage is a commitment? And well, no, marriage is a commitment, but what are you talking about in the sense that it's an expectation? What I mean by, like, it's an expectation is, like, and this isn't a lot of people, but I'm kind of interpreting it as, like, when you're with someone and then you kind of get the sense that, like, oh, yeah, like, we're going to get married. And if something goes wrong, you go into, like, this weird shock because you're, like, it's like your future just flashed before your eyes. I saw 555. Your future just, like you had a vivid idea of how your future was going to go, especially with this person, and then you blink and it's not happening that way anymore. And obviously this won't be the case for everyone here. Maybe there's someone here who was going to get married to someone or who imagined getting married to someone and this person just didn't follow through. But it feels like you had a vivid, is vivid even the right word? Yeah, I think it's vivid. You had a very strong imagery of what your future looked like, of how your life would go. And when that changed and when that went sour, you were just like, what? So you're really, it's kind of like a tower moment, honestly. That's what it feels like. You're being put in a position where you're having to go back to the basics. You're having to kind of just start over. which is really just hard. The wall, misunderstanding. Oop. Happiness, short journey. I keep having to pause this reading because I'm having all sorts of issues. Which could be significant, I guess. I personally think the misunderstanding is like the misunderstanding of you and the situation. The moon is illusions as well. So there is an illusion that maybe the situation is bad, but maybe it will bring you to understand more about, okay, maybe this thing going sour and going wrong, maybe it aligns you to something better. Maybe it aligns you to the thing you wanted, but in a different way. Because with short journey being here, I don't think that this change, this adjustment and heading back to the basics, I don't think that it's far from the original plan. I think it's just like a different turn. This is interesting. Yeah, I mean, with great happiness here and misunderstanding and the fact that a lot of this negativity is an illusion, I think that you will feel a lot better when you rest and when you really think about the situation. Maybe that's why you need to take a step back and go back to the basics, because you need to kind of recoup and think about the situation from a different perspective, because it actually isn't as bad as your brain is making it. And it actually is leading back to where you want it to lead. But it just took a detour, a very short detour. Yeah, this is very interesting. That's your reading, though. I hope it resonated. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, feel free to like, drop a follow. Every piece of support is appreciated. At this point of recording, I am almost, I think, 30 subscribers on YouTube, and I think that is just absolutely wild to me. I'm so excited. So thank you so much, everyone who has been here for a bit. Thank you for the support. I appreciate it so much. And for anyone new, I hope you enjoyed. I hope you enjoyed. So thank you for watching. I do videos on YouTube pretty, like, on and off. I do videos on YouTube. So if you want more content like this, feel free to drop a follow. I also do shorter videos on TikTok, so you can go check out my TikTok. It is the same name as my YouTube. It will be linked on my profile. I also have personal readings on Etsy. I have that linked in the description. Description below if you are interested in that. So thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Bye-bye.